Good morning, everybody. Mr. Thrasher here with my cup of black gold. And before you begin this video today, please check out my full, unabridged, then and now, in-depth Kingpin video, where you'll get all the then and now matchups. This video is just us hanging out at a bunch of the spots all across Pennsylvania, taking it in, going over some quotes, maybe a couple matchups. But I'm going to leave the link in the description to the full in-depth then and now video with all the matchups. Please watch that first if you've not seen it. And if you have, grab yourself a beverage and enjoy. We're heading to Blue Sky, Pennsylvania, to Kingpin locations. There is a scene that's not part of the theatrical version of the film that takes place at a convenience store just up here where he actually purchases the coffee, and he's unable to get cream or milk for free in the store because all the freebies are out. After he gets his cigarettes, he comes this way, and then we're back to the theatrical version of the film. We're right at the end of this bridge on his way back to his apartment. He's helping a lady get her baby in the stroller up on the curb. He kind of uses his hook to assist her, but he spills some of the coffee right on the poor baby. Oh, there you go, though. Look at that. The bridge. Okay, so actually, the railing on the bridge has changed. Bottom part and the sidewalk itself, still the same. But that railing's definitely different, but there's that apartment building right there. Sorry about the glare and stuff. He's helping the lady, helping her get her baby up on the curb, and spills a little bit of coffee on her. The baby cries. He's like, that'll come out. Treasure these special times. He actually stole the little milk bottle and he put it in some trash cans over here. He kind of cuts over the grass. Just over this way, there is kind of a little pathway here. And he notices his friend pulling the knife on Lin Shaye here. It's a tight shot here of Roy. Throws something in the garbage. It was actually the baby bottle. You don't see that in the theatrical version, but he took the milk from the baby, put it in the coffee, and then he puts it in the trash. He finally gets the purse off of her. And Roy shows up and he goes, "Give it back, sissy. What do you need, a purse? I'll slice your throat." He throws the cup of coffee right in his face, practically blinding the guy. And I mean, to clear things up is like, I'm not totally certain they didn't do some of those interior shots on the soundstage, because they did do sound stages for this film for certain scenes. I'll go over that throughout the video, but this may or may not be the window. I'm explaining this like a story, you know, like the film. So he jumped out of that window after getting coffee in his eyes for the second time, but that could have been done on a soundstage. Toward the very end of the film, we're back at Roy's apartment again. You see these gentlemen again in the chairs. Some guys just walking by down the sidewalk here, and they're like, hey, you suck. So here's Willie's Tavern, which was used as Willie's reptile house when they're looking for Ishmael later in the film. I'm gonna cover all the exterior shots and everything later when it comes to that. But the interior here was also used when Ishmael's dancing. They're having lunch with Claudia, and Ishmael is asked to dance. He's dancing with the waitress, and her boyfriend Skidmark shows up. That all happened in here. Look at this thing on the wall here. That's pretty cool. There's your proof. And so this is the interior right here. And yeah, we're gonna try to match some stuff up. We're gonna grab a burger just like Ishmael did. So yeah, Vanessa Angel, Randy Quaid, Woody Harrelson filmed some stuff right over here. Happy to be the first to cover it. And yeah, right in there, we'll go over it in a minute, it's where he knocked out Ishmael to prevent further complications. There's over here eating, and she comes over and asks Ishmael, "Hey handsome, how about a dance?" And Roy goes, and Roy answers for him. Oh, yeah. I'd love to, little lady, but I'm a little tired. And Vanessa Angel goes, she said handsome, not handless. That was right here. This is where the circular booth would have been set up right here. So we had Ishmael, Claudia, and Roy all having lunch right there. Obviously, all of this has been changed. We know that this is where the booth was because you can see into this room over here where the band was playing. So the dance floor was over there. Bar was in a different area. And you can see Roy over here. Knockout scene would have happened right here. Roy knocks out Ishmael before the situation worsens. And then when they're leaving in the car, Claudia says, that was really heroic, Munson. You didn't have to have beers with them afterwards. Well, I didn't want them to think we were in cahoots. I think you cleared that up when you rubbed Tabasco in his eyes. Have some food in here. So there has been some changes, of course, since the filming of this film. Different things may have been moved around. But this is the establishment now. So have a quick look around here. Willie's Reptile House from the right side. Never been covered before. I'm pretty certain they would have just filmed that in here, but don't quote me on that. So it's tavern now, but in there would have been where the guy got bit in the face by the snake. So they do not find Ishmael here. So Roy and Claudia move on. There it is one more time. Willie's Reptile House. Roy's car right there. Roy's car was just parked right there. Front of the left side of the building. Okay, let's push on to more. As far as where they parked, I mean, it could have been in this area. It seems more like it in the film, but when they pull off, they come out. And Bill Murray gets back in the car with Roy and he goes, what did I tell you? What did I tell you? What did I tell you? It seems like they're more over here. Are you sure this is legal? I don't know. It's fun though, ain't it? Roy goes, what did we do? Because sometimes the bowler just has to face the music. And then he doesn't get out of the car, only Roy does. They commandeer him and he says, and that bowler is you right now. And he peels off right here, right over this exact curb right here. Now in Fombel, PA. Fombel, Pennsylvania. And this is where Ishmael's house was, right here. Very few people have actually ever been here or covered it. Been watching this driveway on screen majority of my entire life. I mean, I was about 8 years old when this film came out, so I've been watching it since its release. Watching Ishmael turn down Roy, bike back home up this laneway. All right, now we're gonna check out Ishmael's house. After having to make love to Lin Shaye's character. Oh, that is a horrendous scene. He's puking in the John there and he finds the bowling magazine. It gives him an idea. He sparks an idea and he comes back here to give Ishmael another offer. He shows right up at the front door. Actually, it's actually the side door they used, but they used the front where he's first talking to Ishmael after the initial dinner scene. So a gentleman works here just informed me, yeah, this is in fact the spot right here, to the left of the silo where these vehicles are, or where they're asking him. So you see this barn structure in the film, and they're waiting here in the carriage. He goes, his bed's made, but he isn't in there. He must have left, and then he approaches. Good morning. Took the liberty of getting up early and milking your cow for you. We don't have a cow. We got a bull. The stuff just drops out of his mouth. I'll go brush my teeth. he starts running back that direction. This was the barn over here where he tells him, Brother Hezekiah, take the horse's shoes off. Roy will be right back. Pardon the dog barking. He's keeping the property secure. So, would have been in there that he attempted to reshoe Buttercup. And then he comes back out after taking the horse's feet off, basically. He's like, took some doing, but I finally got him off. Where do you keep the new shoes? Ishmael says bye to Rebecca, gets in the car. Buckle up, my friend. You're about to embark on a great adventure. And here we go. The barn raising and everything over here, and you can really notice these 3 silos in all the shots. It's the easiest way to match it up and know that they did all the barn raising over here. All this, the kids running out of the cornfield all over here. You can see those silos in the background when they're working on the structure over here. Beautiful. Even a quick scene in the version of the film that's not the theatrical release. You can see that barn in the background, and after he milked that bull, you can see him running from that bull. And you see something very disgusting. So cool. That barn too in the distance, just I've seen that so many times. It's crazy. Okay. Sugar tank. I call it the sugar tank scene. Now a professional furniture restoration center. Pretty good. If I lived here, I'd get my furniture done here. It's a filming location. Pretty cool. There you go, Bill Murray. Car right here. Problem, my friend. Engine blown. Can't get enough of that. Yeah, fascinating how the area has changed very little. Pretty cool. Look at that house that you see down there. Someone put sugar in your tank. Munson Service Center, this is where they played their little bowling game. Roy and his father. They had 1 lane set up here with the wooden pins. Roy throws a little strike. He says, son, you put that in the bottle, you got something sweeter than you. We see Roy, and he comes from this direction. There was a white fence set up right over here at the edge of the property, which is now a parking lot here, and he comes tumbling over the fence. Now we're over here at Mars Lanes. So in the film, Roy pulls up here after leaving his apartment, and in the film it said Lancaster Bowl. And that's, I guess, where Ishmael was from. Because this is where Roy meets Ishmael, even though that exact scene was not filmed inside here. But they did use the interiors for some other bowling scenes. We'll go over that in a bit. But Roy pulls up right here, right by this exact girder, which has not changed at all. Parks right about in the middle here. They did use the interiors here. We're gonna try to get in later. It's not open right now. It's not open till noon to 3, and then 6 to 9. I might come back tonight and actually try to bowl. Got a bowling ball over here. Look at that. Got some gems on it. After he rips his jacket with his hook, they do show him entering. But after he's entered in this bowling alley, the rest of it was filmed somewhere else. So when he meets Ishmael, and he's talking to the guy about the fluorescent condoms for the for the vending machine, that was filmed at Carrick Lanes, downtown Pittsburgh. One of the best scenes of the whole movie, Ishmael throws a strike here, and when Roy's talking to the guy over here, he says, "You call this a bowling alley?" Then he hears the strike, and he talks to Ishmael for the first time right here. You stroke a hell of a ball. There it is.
29, there was 28 lanes of duck pinball.
Yeah. That's
Incredible.
Like in that picture, I showed it, those wooden booths, like Ruthie has in ours. Yeah. Oh, those are nice. Those are...
That was screen used. These things screen used. These are the lanes that Ishmael was throwing the strike. He said these 2 lanes were used. So most likely this one right here is where he threw that strike that he didn't see but heard. Sold him on Ishmael's talents.
Woody sat right here. Yeah, 7 or 8. Yeah,
Okay.
Woody sat right here.
Wow.
When he's shooting the bull. Well, Ishmael's bowling.
That is awesome. Ishmael throwing the strike right there.
Yep. So, saw the gross of condoms in the lane hall.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for the
Really?
novelty machine in the men's room.
Yeah,
Can you
in
see
an novelty
that?
machine, yeah.
Oh, that's
Oh,
cool.
wow. So that trophy screen used right there. Show a quick matchup from the film.
There's another one down lower.
The stairwell coming from the lower part. It's blocked off right now, but from where we were in the alley earlier where he comes in and he meets Ishmael, this is just upstairs from that, but I had to take a different route to get up here, but these are the same stairs right here. Pretty neat. Pretty neat. Pretty neat here. A lot of work being done up here. Thank you so much to Jeff for allowing us to come in and come check out his bar. Whoville. It's awesome. Incredible bar. Quite a few different scenes were actually filmed up here. Just take you across the alley lanes here. Get you a good look. You did some strike shots up here and used this alley as well. And I think there was a few different ones. There's some scenes where they're heading out west, and there's some shots that they did with Claudia and stuff. You shut these, you close those, and you just feel it. We're not gonna actually plunge this into my groin. That would hurt a lot. But this is pretty cool.
Upstairs, you'll see in a little bit, and frame it off. Did someone stick something?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. I mean, you got it.
In fact, all the plastic seed from upstairs
Incredible.
is back in that corner.
Alright, there it is. It's the road they continue on down. Back the other direction. Some people make a mistake and say that it's this road, but that's actually not true. You look at the angling, match it up with the film, that's the road they head down the proper direction. Congratulations, my friend. You passed the test. True champion don't quit, neither did you. Mean you were just testing me? The Royal 101. You were just testing me. Mr. Munson. I gotta watch you. Come on, hop in. A film, the Jolly Jumper Motel used to stand right here. It's long gone. There used to be a pool over in this area. So the whole parking lot scene where Roy ends up fighting Claudia is right over here. Roy wants to kind of bail on Claudia. Claudia's in her room asleep. So he wakes up Ishmael in the night and he's like, come on, we gotta get out of here. And he makes up a lie about this whole area is gonna be contaminated by a huge clot of shit. It's like, huge cloud of shit. Oh my God, let's get out of here. I think I smell it. Come on, Miss Claudia. And she says, Roy, I think we need to have a little chat. And they head over here. And as they're coming over here to talk, further over in this direction, he talks to the guys that are parked next to them. Hey everybody, there's a shit cloud coming. Run for your lives.
Mailbox.
Wow, some cool balls over here. That's a nice ball.
Listen, some of them could have been in the movie, who knows? We threw a whole shitload out that were cracked. And
Yeah, of course.
Oh, wow.
asked people if they wanted to come retrieve them. They're, you know, especially the ones in that ballroom.